What's up guys? Joe Parfanook here and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to get into how you can find your first supplier for Amazon FBA wholesale. Finding your first supplier is always going to be the hardest with wholesale. You're going to have to sift through a lot of junk in order to get the right suppliers. But this video will help you identify the red flags of suppliers to avoid and the types of suppliers that I would personally contact. And most of my videos are about online arbitrage, but in the last 6 months, I have started the transition into a hybrid model of OA and wholesale, and since then have gotten the business to around 30% wholesale. With that being said, let's get into the tutorial to show you how to do all this with a simple Google search. What's up guys? Welcome to my tutorial on how to find your first wholesale supplier. So essentially it all starts with Google, and a lot of people love to overcomplicate it. From what I did myself, I always overcomplicated it in the beginning, and it's really easier than you think it is. So essentially you just need a keyword search here. So it would be whatever niche that you're looking to get into. I would recommend picking one niche, whether it's grocery, household, beauty. Pick a niche, go in on it. I say the same thing with arbitrage. Pick 1 to 2 to 3 niches, go all in on it. If you want to pick household and grocery, go in on that. Don't start doing tools, electronics, household, beauty, every single category, because it's going to get things all cluttered. And that's one thing I actually made a mistake with wholesale in the beginning. It just made things all over the place. I would prefer to stay in one niche. So then I start to learn what I'm talking about, especially if you're in your niche, because the better you know a niche, it's same with arbitrage. The better you are in a niche, the easier things come. So that's, I've gotten better at just making strategies and calling just because I know the niche now and I can really just double down on it and go all in. So let's say you want to look up household and you're located in New Jersey. It could be, if you're located in Indiana, it could be household distributors in Indiana. Or whatever, a major city, Indianapolis, if you're over there, something like that. If you're located in a city, a lot of them are in the metropolitan area, so it's really just easier to do so that way. New Jersey is pretty metro and tire in general, so it doesn't really matter to just do New Jersey. I'm going to see mostly the metro area pop up, so it's a pretty small state too. So I type in household distributors, New Jersey, and now we have a bunch of list of distributors, but if you go to the maps, things get a lot easier. So I like to use the maps. Google Maps is your best friend. And people love to overcomplicate it because honestly, it's all Google Maps. Really, you're going to see tons of distributors on the map here that you can contact. So really, that is what you need to do. And you're going to get tons of leads this way. So essentially, once I find the wholesaler, I make a wholesale supplier sheet basically for each niche. Mainly I'm working on one niche right now. So I have it set up like this, and I have the date that I reached out. I have the company name, the email, the phone number, the website. You want all their basic information in one spot so you can easily look back and call again if you need to follow up. I have an email reach out, email follow-up 1, email follow-up 2, really just emailing about 3 times, and then I'm going to continue to call them probably. I like to email once and then call, and then continually call until I get an answer. And if I get a hard no, I'll probably circle back in about 3 months. That's something you can do if they say no e-commerce seller or something like that. Maybe you just had caught someone on a bad day. You never know. So I like to circle around and note what I put on the sheet. So here's like some notes that I did from distributors that I found the other day. So phone call. State located. So you can put, let's say it's in New York, you can put New York. And prep center, that's just for my record because my prep center is in New Jersey. That's why I'm really looking for wholesalers in New Jersey. So my notes here, so this was one of them I wrote notes for. It said 3.5K, you get free freight. Fill out the customer application. So that's good that you get free shipping. That's one thing I'm trying to look for. It's not always going to happen. Most cases, it's not going to happen, but that's a plus right there. Fill out customer application. So they have the customer application on the website. That definitely helps things out, makes it smoother. When you call, you say, hey, I filled out the application. That's one thing. And I write down the brands that I'm interested in. So I haven't wrote them down yet because I haven't actually called yet. But, there was tons of good brands that caught my eye. And I'm going to write down the ones that I'm most interested in. And if they have a specific catalog there, I'm going to look at the catalog or have my VA look at the catalog maybe get some potential SKUs that we could be interested in. A lot of times I'm not looking for pricing. I prefer them not to include pricing. It makes it harder. So for one supplier that I contacted the other day, I'm just requesting pricing. I had about 15 SKUs that looked interesting, and I was just going to say, hey, we need the pricing on these. So it makes it a lot more likely that they will try to sell to me if I'm prepared with brands. And if there's no catalog, I'm just prepared with brands. If there is a catalog, I'm prepared with specific SKUs. It's going to help me a lot and differentiate myself. And also picking up the phone, I've learned, is one major thing that differentiates you. It makes you more likely to get the account. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone. A lot of people are. It's going to separate you and make it, because I've heard on the phone them tell me, oh, we had 20 emails today from e-commerce sellers or something like that, and we're just not dealing with it. And some of them tell me that they just throw emails in the trash. So really, you have to call, because a lot of times they might not even look at the email. Sometimes they do respond, but sometimes they don't. So you really want to separate yourself and pick up the phone. Don't be scared to. And yeah, come prepared. That's the biggest thing. Direct distributors was the next note. So that's good. I'm looking for brand direct. Typically, I don't really like to do closeouts. That's my preference. I've had people say they like to do closeouts. So totally up to you. But closeouts are a little more riskier. You can get really good pricing though, but it is a little riskier. So another thing I wrote is $5 delivery to New Jersey. That's pretty solid there. Next thing up from free delivery. So that's what I like to get free delivery. That's helpful. Not 795 MOQ. So the MOQ is kind of low here. I'm looking for like a few thousand just to make things, weave out some beginners and stuff like that. But yeah, so list brands interested in and then call. So that's that's kind of the strategy I'm working with here if there's no catalog. So now we're going to Google Maps and we're just going to look at some distributors and see if we can find any that look interesting. So we have family food distributors here. So they have decent ratings. That's a good sign. And yeah, so it's a niche as well. It looks like they carry like Latin America stuff. That's a good niche to potentially get into if you're doing grocery. Looks like the products they find are harder to find. So that's good. You copy and paste the phone number into the supplier sheet. And we're going to try to find an email here on the website. So we're going to go to the website. We're going to get as much information as we can, so we don't look like an absolute bonehead when we do call them. That's the biggest thing. So go to the contact sheet. Now we have the email. We can copy and paste the email. We know they're located in Kearney, New Jersey. And I like to look and find out about the company, maybe get potential things on what brands they carry. That helps me understand more. So, looks like they serve to the Latino community. They could be carrying some good niche products for the Latin grocery market. That's something that stands out to me. They have specific brands here. So maybe do some research on these brands, see if they're carried on Amazon, if there's potential for you to buy these brands. Like the more prepared you are, the better that you come to them, the more likely they're going to sell to you. And it looks like they have a store. So I'm going to look at the store and see if there's like red flags as far as like they're including pricing, making it super easy for you to buy. So they do have pricing. I mean, that kind of helps, but if you could just add it to the cart, like one thing I've noticed that the suppliers are really bad. If it's super easy for you to just check out, it's almost like a disguised retail front. They're just using wholesale to get people to buy. So there is no add to cart feature, which is good. They have pricing here, so you can start to see if the pricing somewhat works out. Maybe try to negotiate discounts if you go volume here. They have a large list of pricing. So one thing you can do is have your VA or yourself copy and paste this into Amazon and try to source it and see if you can get this profitably. So, if the pricing is close, typically I'll try to negotiate. That's one thing you can do. But yeah, if the pricing's super far off and you're going to need like a 50% discount on your first order, you probably should just move along. That's one thing I've found. So let's click on one more, and then we'll wrap it up here. So try to find one that doesn't look so good. Also, one thing I didn't try to look for is their MOQ. I want to see if there's a super low MOQ. There's nothing here that says that they advertise to Amazon sellers, so that's another good thing about it.
They don't really, I don't see an MOQ, so I'm not sure about that, but sometimes they will go out and say it. But they have a list of the brands that they distributed, which is great. They've been in business for 20 years. That's a perk. They have logistics services around the country, so they're a pretty decent sized distributor. So that's good. If you can buy volume from them, looks like they have the catalog here. So you can download a catalog, so that's good. That'll make your sourcing easier. But yeah, one thing I don't like is that the catalog is super easy to find, but you will see that with bigger distributors. Really just comes down to how much you can buy with these distributors that are really large. But yeah, they do have it here. So they have UPCs and everything. They don't have pricing, which is probably good on the main catalog. Helps, but it doesn't hurt to source this catalog, see if you can find anything profitably. There's no pricing. So just see if you can find anything that's stable keepers, let's say it has 5 to 15 sellers, something along those lines that gives me an idea that this is probably wholesale. So yeah, something that you can take advantage of and get into the niche. So this looks good. I like to typically not see the catalog right off the bat, but I've had suppliers where I've ordered from, then they have their catalog on the website. The main thing I'm looking for is that they're not like super easy to order from, Amazon friendly, stuff like that. So this looks good. They have their own truck. Looks like something you'd see on the side of the road. So that's good. Let's click on their website. Again, take down all their info. So they carry a lot of like basic household goods. These are like the brands that, a lot of people do wholesale with in the household category. I'm personally in the beauty niche, so not really looking for these types of products, but they have like flash deals and stuff like that. It looks like you have to make an account to view pricing, which helps. That's good that like the pricing isn't readily available without an account. The site is B2B. Good. They're not selling to, they're not disguised as a retail front. And looks like they ask for a lot of required documents. They have a pretty in-depth registration form. So that's good. A lot of people don't want to do this. So that definitely differentiates them a little bit. You can fill out all these forms and then register. And if they don't get back to you, I would start to call relatively quickly. I would definitely pick up the phone if you really like this supplier. And they don't say anything about Amazon or anything. That's good. I'm trying to see if there's anything that shows like, oh, they like e-commerce sellers, something like that. That's usually like not good. So they do discounts for large volume. It says here free local delivery over 500. They have a pretty low free local delivery. So, it could be worth the potential look out. Let's look at one more. Maybe we can try to find something that looks like it's not too good. So they have their own online store, and their MOQ is 1,500, which is a lot better than some of that I've seen. So that's not too bad. You have to log in to get the pricing. So this could potentially be something to look out for. I'm trying to find one that like, so this could actually be a lot potentially like really good just because it's a super outdated website. It's not all fancy with all the stops. Like sometimes like websites like these will really turn out to be gold. But it does say that they buy and sell closeouts, so I'm not sure about that. It would be worth picking up the phone, maybe giving them a call, but this may be closeout. Yeah, this looks like a lot of closeout though, so I probably wouldn't mess around with this. But yeah, like websites like that could potentially be golden, so like you don't want to rule those out. So here's one. So very easy to create an account and order today. I like I said, like to find the type of suppliers that aren't like up to speed, that don't have like all the stops, don't have like an order. Like you can order, it looks like you can order and check out on this website, which I don't really like. But they do definitely make it, not as easy for super beginners to order with the 1,500 MOQ. So, these are some suppliers though that I would definitely reach out for and try to see if I can make things work with pricing. Looks like they advertise their per unit sometimes on certain deals. So I'm not 100% sure with that one. But the one we were looking at before, family food distributors, that looks like it potentially could be worth it. Definitely probably the better one that we found. Rigo, Rigo. Yeah, that was the one I was like, I don't know about. This one I didn't really take a look at. What was the other one that I took a look at was Nova. So Nova looks like it could potentially be good. It's not as easy for you. You have to go through a bunch of hoops to sign up, but I would definitely make sure you do all the registration first and then start to pick up the phone. It looks like they carry a lot of stuff that is for like convenience stores. So I prefer not to buy from ones that are like convenience stores sellers because they're kind of marked up. But a lot of information here though. Definitely you can take this and help yourself find your first supplier. You can just go through all of these one by one. I'm sure there's bound to be a profitable distributor within this list somewhere here. So yeah, take this and start to go and get your first distributor, because I guarantee you, as you start to branch out from OA into wholesale and you're willing to do these $5,000, $10,000 orders from wholesale, you'll really start to see your revenue start to jump. So yeah, hope this helped, and I hope this is going to help you really find your first supplier and take things to the next level. And thank you guys for watching. If you got value, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.